Here's a staggering number for you. Last year alone, the U.S. Coast Guard seized over $1.4 billion worth of illegal narcotics headed for American shores. How do these drugs get there? Traffickers start in South America, then move through secondary routes, places like Belize, before making their way north. So it's no shock that the U.S. State Department recently put Belize on its list of major drug transit and illicit drug producing countries. Washington is pouring serious resources into this fight against transnational organized crime, and Belize is part of that story.
Our role at the laboratory is we primarily do evidence analysis. So evidence that comes in through investigations or through seizures is brought to the laboratory, and I lead a great team of chemists who does the analysis. They identify with the components inside of the samples.
Drugs that are seized often find their way to a forensic lab for testing, like the Drug Enforcement Agency's Southeast Laboratory in Florida. Cocaine remains the #1 illicit drug that traffickers attempt to get into the United States.
But the primary controlled substance that we encounter here is cocaine. And we also methamphetamine. The most dangerous, the most deadliest drug that we encounter here is fentanyl.
Over the years, the US has seen an emergence in fentanyl, a synthetic drug that flows in from Mexico. Dozens of citizens die from fentanyl overdose annually. Overdose cases may be dropping, but inside the lab, there's a wall that tells a different story. A wall covered with faces of fentanyl victims. It's a powerful reminder for the team here of why their work matters and what's at stake every single day.
From a national standpoint, we do about 50 to 60,000 analysis throughout the country a year. Those range into smaller cases and those or into huge, large, big cases. This laboratory does about 8 to 9,000 cases a year, and then we break those down to multiple different tests. So,
from the lab to one of the ports of entry, where traffickers will employ various methods to get illicit drugs into the U.S., employees at the Port of Miami must always be on high alert. The House of Pain at the port is dedicated to inspection and detection.
We also have what's called CTPAT, which is a partnership between U.S. Customs and foreign business entities, and it's to ensure that their supply chain is secure. So every step from the moment they manufacture till it gets put on a ship and sails to the United States, we're ensuring that that shipper is a good shipper.
They call it the House of Pain, and inside, there's a wall that's lined with the names of vessels once used to smuggle tons of illegal drugs. Each one represents a major bust, a symbol of the relentless war on the water. Notably, 2 vessels flying the Belizean flag are prominently placed on the wall. And with thousands of containers passing through the port daily, and narco-traffickers employing multiple concealment tactics, port employees must be strategic.
You got to pick your biggest threat for the day, and that's what you got to go for. That's the mindset we always had here, and that's what's my highest risk today, and that's what I'm going to go target.
And whatever illicit product passes the expert analysis of port employees, service dogs are sure to catch. The men and women of the United States Coast Guard add another layer of security and enforcement against illicit traffickers, utilizing commissioned vessels also known as cutters. These vessels patrol U.S. maritime space as well as the high seas across 1.8 million square miles.
Every area has its own challenges and opportunities. But like we said earlier, when we get underway, we're ready for whatever mission is asked from us, whether it's search and rescue, law enforcement, or whatever. Sometimes it's search and rescue, but we'll respond to cases. Sometimes there's not a search and rescue case, and we'll shift our mission priority to that. But our primary focus is protecting, the United States of America, protecting our homeland, protecting those who take the sea.
Outside of their own work to guard their borders, these U.S. agencies and departments also provide training support to countries across the Western Hemisphere to bolster security in partner countries. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.